All right, so Lauren Boebert, a representative from Colorado, who is probably the dumbest and most annoying member of Congress, maybe right up there with Marjorie Taylor Greene or Madison Cawthorn or some of these other ridiculous motherfuckers, came out and gave a speech where she was putting on the acting a little bit too strong. It was some of the worst acting I've ever seen in this clip, but she's basically calling for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to be impeached for the entire Afghanistan situation. So let's go ahead and listen to what she had to say, and then we'll discuss why this is so stupid.
Blame starts at the top with Biden and his hand-picked vice president, who bragged that she was right there making the same bad decisions. And if not for her own dereliction of duty, she should be impeached for not demanding we invoke the 25th Amendment. It is time for action. Impeach Biden, impeach Kamala Harris, and throw in the Secretary of State if you can get him back from vacation. Take a vote to vacate the chair, to get Nancy Pelosi the heck out of here.
Right, okay, so first of all, calm the fuck down, okay? Why are you freaking out? Why are you acting as if this is your big last final stand speech? Calm the fuck down, okay? Everything's gonna be all right. But second of all, she calls for Joe Biden's impeaching, as well as Kamala Harris, right? And so the thing that she was referring to there initially is that, yeah, Kamala Harris did say that she had a key role in Biden's Afghanistan withdrawal decision. Now, listen, she did try to back off of this when it started to go to shit, and she realized maybe there was going to be some public backlash for the decision. So she kind of like was a coward and backed off of this initial statement that she made. But if she was involved behind the scenes in pushing Joe Biden to get the fuck out of Afghanistan, then she should be getting credit for this. This is not something that she should be getting, hammered home on or even impeached over. That would be completely fucking ridiculous, okay? If she was actually doing this behind the scenes, then credit to you, Kamala Harris. I still despise you as a politician. I despise 99% of your policy agenda, but this would be one of the only few things that she has done that was actually a good thing, but this is apparently what she should be impeached for. And then on top of that, okay, let's take this in perspective, all right? I know that there was a lot of chaos surrounding the withdrawal. It was by absolutely no means perfect, but relative to what it looks like to lose a 20-year war, right? Spending trillions of dollars building up an Afghan government and a military that ended up collapsing literally in less than 2 weeks. This is what it looks like. It was always going to be messy. It was always going to be chaotic. There are fair criticisms to launch at the Biden administration on things that they could have done better, but just to give you a perspective on how this went, okay? So in basically 2 weeks, the Joe Biden administration managed to get out over 120,000 people evacuated from Afghanistan. So 120,000, they got damn near every single American who was there and wanted to leave. And they are going to be, although the main evacuation efforts have ended officially, they are going to continue to be getting out Americans who are within the country. They're going to be whatever. They're going to probably send in the CIA. They're going to be sending in different groups or allowing them safe passage out of the country via the Taliban. So listen, there were people that were left behind. It's messy, it's chaotic, it's horrible to many degrees, but that's evidence that we should never have started the war in the first place. We should have never gone into Afghanistan and invaded it illegally, which resulted in thousands and thousands of troops dying. It resulted in thousands of innocent men, women, and children being massacred as a part of this process, and we ended up getting nothing for it. So the people you should be angry about in this entire war are really, you should be more angry at Joe Biden for his vocal support of the war initially back in 2001 and his support of the Iraq war as well. He should be getting more shit for his initial support of the war than he is for the way that he is withdrawn from the war. Okay, so all of this anger that she has should be being directed at George W. Bush, at the members of his administration, Condoleezza Rice, all of these different people, Dick Cheney, who were part of this war effort, not at Joe Biden for finally doing the thing that the last 3 presidents were too much of fucking cowards to do in ending this pointless war. Okay, so it's a completely backwards mindset where they want this ridiculous level of accountability for like the one thing that was arguably the most well-executed portion of the war, which was the withdrawal process, and meanwhile they want no accountability. I mean, listen, if you wanted to hold Biden accountable for something, well, guess what? He just committed a war crime last week, okay, or this week even, where he just launched a drone strike against an apparent ISIS-K member, which we have no evidence or actual security that actually is what happened. But in the meanwhile, in the process, he ended up massacring an entire family. He killed 10 members of the same family, including 6 children, okay? If you want to hold him accountable for something, he just committed a war crime. Hold him accountable for that. Hold him and Trump and Bush and Obama accountable for the countless civilians that they killed over the course of this war. That's the type of accountability that would actually be substantive. That's the kind of accountability that would actually be justified in this situation, but that's not what any of these conservatives are talking about, because they just want endless war, okay? They want endless war into the future, no questions asked about what the actual consequences of us staying there actually are, but just what are the consequences of us leaving in this messy withdrawal process, again, which is just what it looks like to leave a 20-year war, okay? So it's complete baby shit that they're focusing on this. It's just obviously partisan politics. If it had been Trump doing the withdrawal in this exact same goddamn way, Lauren Boebert would have gone out there and praised him and would have said the complete opposite of what she was saying. So it's just so obviously partisan, ridiculous politics. It's so surface level and childish, and you can see that by the way that she was trying to, emphasize things with her voice and acting like she's like a bullying, like school child almost in the way that she was speaking. It's just a joke. All of these people are. But again, look at the polling data, okay? Even with the onslaught from the Republican Party, from many members of the Democratic Party, from the media, against Biden during this decision, voters largely support the Afghanistan withdrawal, even if they ask it in a ridiculous, perverted way and say that it means that Al-Qaeda will have some sort of a resurgence in the country, which is by no means a guarantee. But even when you ask Americans polling with such skewed phrasing as this, and in addition to that, with the onslaught of the media propaganda that we have seen, they still support it, okay? So Joe Biden is 100% based and correct in his decision to withdraw from Afghanistan. Again, there's plenty of fair criticisms you could level at him, but impeaching him over this instead of the countless other things that all of these elected officials should be held accountable for, as well as the generals, as well as all of the people who lied to us over the 20 years, those are the people who you should be trying to hold accountable, not Joe Biden for the way that he has withdrawn from this pointless, costly, deadly 20-year war.